Well, hello, beautiful people. How are we doing today? We are back at it once again with this amazing book, Excuse Me, Your Life is Waiting by Lynn Grabhorn. And this is chapter 11, where we are into part 52. And I don't know about you guys, but yesterday was pretty heavy. There was a lot going on there, and there was a lot of sensitive subjects being talked about. Um, Breaking it down into just bad stuff and how we can change our perspective and understand that everything is being attracted in some way or some shape. And even when bad stuff, perceived bad stuff, or just let's just say quote unquote bad stuff happens, there it's the aligning of two different frequencies matching at the same time. And it is a fascinating subject. It is very controversial, from the standpoint that these are things that are real situations and people really do experience and we see all the time. But it's important for us not to see it as unfortunate. It's just understanding these are the laws of how we are governed, and we've just been told we have to react a certain way, but that is a choice. Because guess what? They don't talk about this stuff. They don't talk about the law of awareness, the law of attraction. All we know is the law of gravity. But if people understood that what they put out, they get more of, and it's not just this on and off switch, our lives would be very different. And so this book is an opportunity for us to start to look at things and realize, like, hey, maybe I don't have all the answers. Maybe I was told something that was taught down from generation to generation from my family, but it doesn't necessarily make it right. And that's what this book does a really good job of. And I think this was a perfect example of that in that chapter. So, again, if you haven't heard it, definitely go back. It is very controversial in the sense that it is going to challenge you probably bigger than you've ever challenged yourself before, but it's totally worth it. And so we're going to continue on, and this is going to continue into, like I said, moving into chapter, I think it's chapter 11, we're still in. And we're just going to continue on until we get to chapter 12. And so continue to have an open mind when it comes to these things. And I love you guys for being here and appreciate every one of you guys. So let's go ahead and get into the continuation of chapter 11, our globe, our mirror, excuse me, our mirror, the globe. All right, so here we go.
Our mirror, the globe. It's not right versus wrong, or good versus evil. It's closed valve versus open valve, connected versus disconnected, happy versus unhappy. The meanest and greediest people in the world are those who really want to feel good, but don't know how. They're in a living hell with no idea how to get out, or even the awareness that they have that option. One thing is for sure. Our hate against them, no matter what they may have done or are doing, is only going to make matters worse for everybody. But how can we go off and live happily ever after, knowing that so many abhorrent activities are going on all over the world? How can we allow injustices to continue? How can we be happy when there is so much suffering? How can we turn our backs as if we didn't care? This may smart a bit. But the answer is that we're all here to have the experiences necessary to learn our various lessons, whether we're playing the role of good guy or bad guy. An injustice of any kind is always, always a lesson for both sides. Somehow, some way, no matter what the devastation or loss may be to our brothers and sisters around the world, it's imperative we come to accept that Ugly co creations are happening everywhere for individuals to learn whatever is necessary for them to learn, all having to do with how they're flowing energy. As appalling as their circumstances may seem to us, if we join in their pain, we are reinforcing that pain along with the circumstances that caused it. Not to mention that we're setting ourselves up for some highly unpleasant stuff of our own.
Mm,
You can be feeling how lousy it is that we allow people to starve. And just that closing of your valve could be setting you up for a car accident while adding to their starvation.
mm,
You can be feeling how awful it is that we still have atomic testing in the world. And just that closing of your valve could be setting your body up for the flu.
mm,
You can be feeling horrified at one country's heartless treatment of another. And just that closing of your valve could be setting you up for a flat tire. Instead, you could be seeing and feeling those starving people as the healthy, happy people you know they have the wherewithal to be. And just that opening of your valve might help your new job come quicker, while offering those you are wrapping in high frequencies some much needed paints and brushes. We can never paint their canvas for them. We can only offer our energetic assistance. You could be seeing and feeling the planet as fully restored against atom bomb testings. And just that opening of your valve might help your crops flourish while helping to nourish the planet. You could be seeing and feeling those two countries enjoying a grand new rapport. And just that opening of your valve could improve your marriage while helping to create new international relations.
mm,
But of course, it's fashionable to talk about what's wrong with everything instead of what's right. So we're more easily drawn into negative vibrations than positive, sliding unwittingly into the ain't it awful conversations or starting them ourselves out of habit for lack of anything else better to say.
mhm,
Those vibrations, joined with countless others from all of humankind, eventually show themselves in worldly devastation and chaos. Yes, it's the amalgamation of all the little ain't it awful vibrations that causes wars and riots and terrorism and anarchy. Those vibrations have come from you and they have come from me. We cannot hold ourselves above responsibility for what is happening around the world today, for the planet mirrors the predominant vibration in which it is encompassed. We cannot say the awfulness is simply the result of others' evil or wrongdoing or even ignorance. What is happening to our planet and to the peoples upon it has been caused by only one thing: the vibrations from our own thoughts and feelings.
mm,
Everybody's, not just the Hitlers or the Custers or the Husseins or the Khans, all of whom have been aberrations created by mass energy. Everybody's.
mm,
So rather than the ain't it awfuls, when we finally start saying to ourselves, nothing is more important than my feeling good, we can begin to break those destructive negative talk patterns. Then, by God, we truly start to make a difference with what is happening around the world. Take the rainforests, for example. Instead of agreeing with everybody about how dreadful the destruction is and flowing more animosity towards those who are doing the chopping, which only brings about more chopping, love the beauty of the forests that remain. Flow your appreciation for the life they continue to nourish, for the oxygen they are still contributing to the planet, and stay out of the ain't it awful energy that will eat up our oxygen supply faster than thousands of tree choppers ever could. If only a few of us will do this, the chopping will soon cease.
mm,
And then there's our growing lack of energy resources that everyone's so concerned about, and our dwindling water supplies, and lumber, and clean air, and heaven knows what else. Darn right, we should be concerned, for we approach those things in the same way we do money. Oh gosh, we're running out.
mm,
Oh gosh, there's not enough to go around. Oh gosh, how will we get more when it's gone?
Mm,
So guess who's creating the shortages? We are. It's that very concern we all have over not having enough that's diminishing our supplies. Each and every one of us is responsible for manufacturing those shortages, when in fact, there's no lack of anything: jobs, forests, water, gold, or lovers. There can't be, for the universe does not operate on the principle of lack. Lack is strictly a man made phenomenon. When we start flowing appreciation to what's there and feeling the enormous abundance of this perfectly balanced planet, instead of focusing on her dwindling resources or the greed of plunderers, abundance of everything will return to create the heavenly playground we came here to experience. If it's people you're concerned about, open your valve to the greatest love you can muster and flow it out to those beings of your concern. See them in their states of perfection, rather than lack. See them happy and contented, no longer suffering from war, or pestilence, or famine. This will do more quickly, to assist those in need than all the plane loads of goods that always seem to go astray. For it will help these people out of the victim mode, if that is their deeper intent, toward their own first steps to attracting well being. It will offer them paints and brushes. Once that vibrational invitation is offered, if a change is sincerely desired by all who are participating, it will happen. Then walls come down, countries make up, gangs diminish, terrorists evaporate, and wastelands prosper with food for all. If it's the ailments of the planet that are your worry, see her in health, not disease. She's been drenched for so many eons in negative energy. This is hardly a time to add to it by talking about all the terrible things we're doing to her to make her worse. Talk about what's right with her, not what's wrong. Quit with the ain't it awful energy. Then dolphins multiply, forests grow, ozone layers mend, waters clear, oceans heal. See your world and all who live upon her as abundant and well, and you will help her to get there. See her in peace, and you will help to bring it about. The only thing preventing our global desires from flourishing on this planet is the phenomenal mass force of perpetual negative vibrations, which cut us all off from the primal life force of well being. That force of energy is so consummate, so absolute. If only a few of us will maintain this vision, backed with the vibrational joy of it being a reality, that supremely positive force will override the depressed vibrations of billions, and this planet will do an about face fast.
wow. I love
It's
it. I
everywhere.
love it. I love it, you guys. Hope you guys are enjoying this. So powerful. So good. I can't tell you enough. And it's such a different way of thinking. And it was going back to what I was saying earlier, right? Just start asking yourself, what if we got it wrong? What if this is the way we're supposed to be living and we just figuring it out now? And the beauty is we get to focus on that we figured it out now. And now we get to spread the word. So I really hope you guys enjoy this. Definitely listen to it a couple of times and go back to yesterday also, because I mean there's just so many good things in this book. It's so amazing. And pass it on to somebody who might need to hear this. And just keep an open mind. I mean, like I said, it takes a while for people to really finally grasp this, but the more open you are, and again, prove it wrong. If you think that this is not true, then go out there, do it, and see what happens, right? I mean, there's some studies out there if you really look, and it explains all this stuff. It's just we don't talk about it because there's so many other things in place. But even that's changing, and this is where it starts. So, like I said, I hope you guys are enjoying this. If you haven't already, like and subscribe. Make sure that you hit that notification bell so that you don't miss any of this great content because I am posting every day. And until next time, you guys make it a great day. Take care.